Hi everybody, let's talk about plate boundaries. So first of all, what are plates? If you can remember from the last video, we talked about the crust and the lithosphere. Well, the Earth's crust and lithosphere is not just one sole entity, it's actually split into many different plates. There are 7 main major plates, like the really large ones are the Eurasian plate, Pacific, North and South American plates, African plate, Indo-Australian, and Antarctic plates. But it's not just them, there are still minor plates like small ones such as the Nazca plates, the Indian plate, the Philippine Sea plate, and there's there's many more. But there's a really common misconception that plates are just solely continental plates or oceanic plates. Maybe it is for some minor plates, but especially for these major plates, there can be differences. So as you can see here, it is still one single plate, but it's split between oceanic and continental. So you can bring that up in your evaluation during your exams as well. So let's talk about plate boundaries themselves. So plate boundaries, here's the definition: an area of weakness where plates join together, and it's split into 4. There are different names for a few. Collision is one sole thing. We'll explain that in other videos. And then you have the transform and conservative plate boundaries, destructive or convergent plate boundaries, or constructive and divergent plate boundaries. These occur because of different movements of the plate tectonics, and we'll go over them in our next videos. So what are the distributions of plate boundaries? Well, they're usually linear because when plates join together, this line here is linear. And they're very little in the middle of continents. The only maybe anomaly I can think of is the Himalayas, the Indian plate and the Eurasian plate. But generally in the middle of North America, in the middle of Australia, you won't really see plate boundaries or any tectonic activities. They're usually coastal, most of them are, but there are still some like the Indian plates, the Himalayas, that are still inland. They're unevenly spread all over the world, so there's no one set pattern essentially. And lastly, you might want to talk about the Ring of Fire, which is essentially a bunch of volcanoes surrounding the Pacific, because it's where the Pacific meets with a lot of other major and minor plates. And it's home to 80% of the world's earthquakes and most of the Earth's volcanoes. That's about it for plate boundaries, and hope to see you in the next video.